Grand Priest. The Grand Priest is an angel who serves the Zen'ō. He is also the father of Martinu, Vados, Whis, Marcarita and Kusu. The Grand Minister, formerly Grand Minister to the Omni-King, is an angel serving as a close advisor and guiding figure to Zeno and Future Zeno. He occasionally enforces the divine decrees of the Zenos and welcome guests to their palace. The Grand Minister is also the father of 13 angels, of which 12 serve the gods of destruction. Because of his position and power, he is perhaps the second strongest being in the multiverse. Appearance. The Grand Minister is a short male guide angel with sky blue skin and white slicked back hair. The Grand Minister has thin hook-curved eyebrows. He possesses what appears to be a blue-colored halo like those of his children, though it autonomously floats above him instead of hanging around his neck. The Grand Minister's apparel consists of a dark blue long-sleeved shirt with baggy shoulder pads that runs beneath his red-colored belt with the kanji symbol for Grand. The shirt is complemented by a matching color pair of jodhpur-like pants and white boots that run beneath his shins. Personality. The Grand Priest, befitting his position and level of strength, is a calm and collected individual. Much like his children, he is rather soft-spoken and polite, but has a direct method of speech, and orders spoken by him are followed by those below him without question. Unlike the other deities and angels, who are mortified by Goku's casual nature towards the Zen'ō, the Grand Priest is amused at best. The Grand Priest appears to have insight into the Zenos' thoughts, and can relay his intentions to others when the need arises. Perhaps due to his long life and casual demeanor, the Grand Priest is able to casually inform the universes of their impending destruction, showing no remorse for the huge loss of life that would also occur. Background. Almost nothing is known about the Grand Minister's past except that apparently, he has served Zeno for thousands of years. At one point in his life, the Grand Minister had 13 known children. In the anime, at some point, his power was said to be one of the top 5 fighters of all the universes, while in the manga, the Grand Minister had been seen as the most powerful fighter of all universes. Future Trunks Saga. Main article, Future Trunks Saga. The Grand Minister greets Goku, Shin, and Whis when they arrive at Zeno's palace after Goku was invited. He then escorts them to Zeno. While Zeno's attendants felt that Goku was disrespectful for being so casual with Zeno, the Grand Minister chuckled a bit at this. He then tells Whis that he has some interesting friends and would like to know more. Grand Minister accompanies Whis, Shin, Goku and Future Zeno to meet present Zeno. He asks his son if this was his idea. Whis denies and says it was Goku's. Whis then asks his father to visit Universe 7 at any time. The Grand Minister then replies he will at some point. Universe Survival Saga. He Grand Minister greeted Goku who visits Zeno's palace after using the button Zeno gave him. Grand Minister takes Goku to Zeno and Future Zeno to ask about the Universal Tournament which Zeno had forgotten. After both Zeno and Future Zeno agree to hold the tournament, the Grand Minister announces he will contact the Supreme Kais of each universe to announce the details of the tournament. After leaving, Goku tells Beerus and Whis back on Beerus' planet that they need to visit the sacred world of the Kai as Grand Minister will announce the details of the Tournament of Power there. Moments after arriving in the sacred world of the Kai, the Grand Minister appears using portal creation, causing Beerus, Shin, Old Kai and Kibito to bow in respect, except Goku and Whis, who do not bow. The Grand Minister reads Zeno's message, which states on the 3,135,500,603rd day of the King's calendar, on the 157th hour, 10 warriors selected from each universe shall participate in the Tournament of Power. Grand Minister advises the group that the Tournament of Power will be held in the Null Realm, and knowing Zeno is a friend of Goku, the Grand Minister tells him that each universe which loses the Tournament of Power will be erased by Zeno immediately, much to the shock of Beerus, Shin and the others. But before this, the Grand Minister asks a favor to Goku that, because Future Zeno doesn't know what a martial arts tournament is, as he didn't witness the Tournament of Destroyers, they will hold a Zeno Expo between Universe 9 and Universe 7 with 3 warriors from each universe competing. The Grand Minister asks Goku to bring 3 warriors to Zeno's palace within the hour. After Goku gathered 3 warriors from Universe 7, Shin takes them to Zeno's palace where they meet Team Universe 9. Both teams bow before the Grand Minister as he announces that taking from Earth's tournaments he shall prepare a fighting stage and spectator seats, which the Grand Minister does by magic materialization. During the battle between Majin Buu and Basil, he and the 2 Zenos allow the battle to go even if underhanded moves are used, saying they will make the rules for the actual tournament. He then glares at Beerus for his outburst and accusations of Universe 9 cheating as the latter shrinks back. After the battle, the Grand Minister tells all those present about the Tournament of Power, specifically that the participants will be those of the universes with weak mortal levels. He goes on listing the rules and stating the losing universes and its god of destruction and Supreme Kai will be erased while their angel is spared. He goes to explain how Zeno had wanted to eliminate the weaker universes regardless, but with Goku's suggestion, they would be able to redeem the winning universe. Before the battle between Bergamo and Goku, the Universe 9 warrior requests that Zeno rescind his decision if he defeats Goku. The two state they would be willing if he is, in fact, victorious, while the Grand Minister tells Goku he cannot try to lose on purpose. In the end, Goku is victorious in battle, but before the Grand Minister can adjourn the meeting, Top enters the arena. Confused, the Grand Minister questions him. Toppo asks forgiveness and states he wants to challenge Goku, much to Zeno's excitement. Zeno allows the match between the two. When Goku and Toppo battled and prepare to go all out, the Grand Minister quickly ends their battle, telling the excited Zenos that the fighters should save their full power for the actual tournament. He tells everyone the tournament will be in the Null Realm and how long it will take to build the arena as they note on how soon it is to gather fighters. He then adjourns the meeting, telling everyone to prepare for the tournament. The Grand Minister begins the construction of the tournament arena before he uses his crystal ball for the board Zenos to track the progress of each fighter. He soon finishes the arena's construction, being commended by Zeno for his work and being given a peppermint candy. He then has the arriving spectators Iwan, Arak, and Laquire test out the ring to sort out any weak points. The three gods of destruction battled in the ring as the Grand Minister looks on before stopping them due to seeing the damage done in the arena. He thanks them for their actions as they revealed weak points in the fighting stage before ordering them to rebuild the damaged areas while he heads off to summon the participants. He is contacted by Whis and brings Team Universe 7 to the area. After the fighters get acquainted and the arena is completed, Grand Minister gives them the rules before commencing the tournament. The Battle Royal begins. He explains to the Zenos the style of Dohayadoro originating from Universe 10. He then watches several fighters being eliminated when Goku is face to face with a majority of Team Universe 9. Grand Minister comments on this before Vegeta appears and the two manage to eliminate most of them. When the Scions manage to dwindle the number of fighters of Universe 9 to just the trio of danger, the three brothers attempt to defeat them but are overpowered by the power of their combined God Final Flash and Super Kamehameha, respectively. This act sends the over the ring, eliminating all Universe 9 fighters. Upon seeing this, Grand Minister announces their loss before the two Zenos erase all of Universe 9, leaving their angel, Mahito, smiling at his universe's erasure. Once the mass shock over the eliminated universe disappears, the tournament continues with more warriors of several universes being eliminated. Grand Minister then announces the eliminated fighters of Team Universe 11, Team Universe 2, and Team Universe 10. When the last warrior of Universe 10 fights Gohan, Grand Minister hands a complaining Zeno a device that would allow him to see Omni, who is able to move and attack with speed akin to Dispo, in slow motion. After a Buni is eliminated, the Grand Minister states that Universe 10 will be erased. After a comforting statement from Gaosu, Universe 10 is promptly erased, leaving the angel Kusu quietly mourning her universe, being the only angel to actually mourn for their universe's erasure. When Goku transforms into his Ultra Instinct sign form in the battle against Jiren, Grand Minister appears to be curious, watching him intently. Upon hearing the excitement of Whis explaining to the rest of Team Universe 7 how Goku was able to achieve this new power, he states how they would need to see more for a definite answer. When the tournament reached the halfway point, the Grand Minister changes the atmosphere color to green to signify it. When Zerloin, Zarbuto, Rabanra, Zen'ō, and Pilina are all eliminated, the Grand Minister announces Universes 2 and SIXS erasures. After Damam and Agnalas's defeats, the Grand Minister announces Universes 4 and 3's erasures as well. With only Universes 7 and 11 remaining in the tournament, the Grand Minister shrinks all of the bleachers together so the remaining eliminated team members, Gods of Destruction, Supreme Kais, and Angels sit next to each other. When Jiren is eliminated along with Goku and Frieza, the Grand Minister announces Universe 11's erasure, leaving Universe 7 as the winning universe. The Grand Minister then immediately activates the Super Dragon Balls to summon Super Shenron and asks Android 17, the last fighter standing, what his wish is. When Android 17 wishes for the erased universes to be restored, the Grand Minister briefly bears a satisfied grin before immediately granting this wish. Afterwards, the Grand Minister reveals that the true purpose of the Tournament of Power was to test the virtue of mortals, and that the Zenos had intended for the winning universe to wish back the others and would have erased all existence if a selfish wish had been made. As Team Universe 7 prepares to return home, the Grand Minister praises their fighting performance and Android 17's selfless wish before bidding them farewell. Galactic Patrol Prisoner Saga. When Whis appears at Zeno's palace, Grand Minister joins his side to ask how he can help. Wondering if Whis is there to ask for his universe to be saved following another disturbance involving Moro, Whis says that he is not but is there to confirm something regarding their angel laws, to which Grand Minister assumes correctly is due to the matter regarding Merus. The Grand Minister tells Whis that he had dispatched the angel trainee, Merus, to Universe 7 in order to broaden his perspective on the mortal world. However, despite their laws that angels must act impartially, Merus had gone on to join the Galactic Patrol and grew a bias on the scale of right and wrong. The Grand Minister decides to recall Merus, but Whis convinces him to let him deal with the situation. However, when Merus breaks his code during his battle with Moro, the Grand Minister, who is unhappy, summons Beerus and Whis. When they arrive, the Grand Minister tells Whis that he was wrong to have put Merus under his care. He says that ordinarily an angel who breaks their code is to be eradicated, but in this circumstance he has revived him as a mortal due to in part because of Shin's willingness to sacrifice his own life in place of Merus. Due to the trouble that had been caused, the Grand Minister gives Shin, Beerus and Whis the penalty of taking care of the Zeno so that the attendants can have a much-needed break. Abilities. According to Whis, the Grand Priest has one of the top 5 battle powers in all of the universes. Even Whis, who is the strongest fighter in the 7th universe, is no match for him. Whis further elaborates that the Grand Priest is the strongest being in this world, though the context of this world is unknown. Grand Priest possesses some sort of teleportation, which allows him to transport individuals to his location or throughout the universe. Power. The Grand Minister is said to be one of the top 5 strongest, the absolute strongest in the manga version, warriors in the entire multiverse. And holding unfathomable levels of power. Goku could tell that the Grand Minister was powerful by feeling the pressure he gave off. It is also strongly implied that he is the strongest angel, as Whis himself, the most powerful being in Universe 7, openly admits that even his power is nothing compared to the Grand Minister. In the manga version of Dragon Ball Super, Whis adds that the Grand Minister is the strongest warrior. His power and authority are so high that both Supreme Kais and Gods of Destruction immediately kneel before him in respect. He is capable of easily bringing out the fear in Gods of Destruction, as shown when he caused Beerus to shrink back in fear by simply frowning at him, and when he requested Iwan, Arak, and Laquire, 3 Gods of Destruction, to rebuild parts of the arena for the Tournament of Power after they severely damaged it, implying that they probably would have been punished, or even erased, if they had dared to defy the authority of the Grand Minister. Even the likes of Fused Zamasu showed fear at his arrival in Universe 11 during his and the other core area warriors' invasion. In the manga, he was shown to have such a vast level of strength that he was easily able to stop punches from Beerus and Quatella using only his fingers, albeit both destroyers were considerably battered and exhausted from the battle royal. He is also left unaffected by Rumshi's battle roar, which was capable of causing the Supreme Kais to faint and even paralyze the Gods of Destruction. Techniques and special abilities. Flight, the ability to fly with the use of ki. Immortality. As an angel, the Grand Minister can only be killed if he is eradicated by breaking angel law. Ultra Instinct. As an angel, the Grand Minister is always in the perfected Ultra Instinct state. With this ability, the Grand Minister can automatically react to any threat without needing to acknowledge it. According to Whis, the Grand Minister's Ultra Instinct is far more accurate than his own. Portal opening. The ability to create portals to warp from one realm to another realm. Magic materialization. For the exhibition match of the Tournament of Power, the Grand Minister was able to produce large fighting rings constructed from Kachi Katchin from a wave of his hand. He can also alter the nature of the constructs after they appear, as he shrunk the massive spectator stadium into a small bleacher for the remaining spectators. Divination. With a crystal ball in hand, the Grand Minister can witness any event happening in any of the universes, at any time. Kai. Using his fellow angels as a beacon, the Grand Minister is capable of instantly transporting both the angel and any people within said angel's vicinity into where the Grand Minister is currently located. He uses it in the manga to summon all the gods into Zeno's palace before returning them to their respective universes, and later on to transport both the gods and fighters into the Null Realm. Energy Shield. The Grand Minister is shown to generate one to protect himself when Iwan, Arak, and Laquire fought in the Tournament of Power arena. Eradicate. The Grand Minister possesses the ability to eradicate beings from existence, as he does to any angel who disobeys the angel law. Resurrection. The Grand Minister is capable of reviving others, even those who have been eradicated from existence. Trait removal. The Grand Minister can remove traits from beings, as displayed by how he completely removed Meru's status as a godly entity, turning him into a mortal with none of his angel abilities. Warp. Like other angels, the Grand Minister possesses the warp ability. He utilized this ability in the Universal Conflict Saga. The Grand Minister is far faster than the likes of Whis, able to get to Earth from Zeno's palace in a very short period of time, while it would have taken Whis 2 days. Unknown Entity, the ability of Grand Minister's SH6 SEC2 card in Dragon Ball Heroes, that increases the PWR of all attackers on his team by 30,000 for the round that the ability is activated in. Equipment. Angel Attendant Staff. In the manga, Grand Minister possesses a staff.
If you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later, bye bye.